Have you been thinking about living in Williamsburg, Virginia? Well, you're in good company because we've thought about the same thing over the years. Stick around because this video is going to tell you all that you need to know about the real estate market, the school systems, and we'll give you our top 6 things to do whether you're visiting or you're moving there, and it starts right now. I'm Jonathan, and this is my lovely wife and partner extraordinaire, Rachel. We are local real estate brokers right here in Hampton Roads, and your insider into all things real estate. Quick reminder, if you find our videos helpful, and especially if you like this one, would you click on the subscribe button and hit the bell notification too? We post new content each and every week, and it's great to know that what we're putting out is working and valuable to you. But now let's get into the good stuff.
So Williamsburg, a beautiful and historical city in Virginia. It was the capital of Virginia colony from 1699 to 1780. And played a significant role in the American Revolution. It forms what's called the historic triangle, together along with Jamestowne and Yorktown. Its heart is Colonial Williamsburg, a historic district of living history museum where actors in period costume depict daily colonial life in the streets, stores, and workshop. It offers a unique juxtaposition of contemporary and thank you. So it's contemporary and historical experience for all ages, and we seriously considered moving there. And frankly, the only reason why we didn't is because we wanted to be close to our family, but in terms of desirability as a place to live in southeastern Virginia, it is at the top of our list. Which is a great segue, Jonathan, to our favorite subject, which is real estate.
Yeah, so simply put, the deal with Williamsburg real estate is inventory is low, demand is high, and values continue to rise, and that's been a trend for a long time. There's 2 primary factors that keep inventory low and demand so high. The first is that new construction has been really low, specifically in the last 5 or 6 years, but for a long time, new construction has not kept up with the demand for Williamsburg. So without a ramp up in new construction, there's going to continue to be a supply shortage for the demand. So that means inventory will remain low and values will continue to see increases. So the other factor is demographics, specifically the baby boomers. The median age of greater Williamsburg is significantly higher than the surrounding areas. So by and large, the baby boomers are remaining in their homes longer. We see it on a regular basis that they're staying in their homes, even if the home is too big, because they're anticipating adult children coming to move in with them. They're doing additions, or children are coming to live nearby. So they're simply not going to deal with the hassle of selling their home and moving if they don't absolutely have to, especially in a market where finding a replacement home is extremely difficult. So they're not listing a lot of their homes, they're holding on to it. So we see prices continuing to trend upward for the foreseeable future. As of this video, the median listing home price in Williamsburg is $375,000. So that's up about 12% year over year. The sale to list price ratio is about 101%. Essentially what that means is homes are going to contract right at or just above where they're being listed, as long as they're being marketed properly, which is an important caveat. The median days on market is 20 days for single family detached and 26 days for townhomes and for attached real estate. And that's compared with 32 and 34 days time on market at this time last year in greater Williamsburg. So that's a lot of information. Bottom line is strong seller's market, low inventory, a lot of demand, and prices will continue to go through the roof there, in our opinion. What's up with schools?
So schools, I like to talk about schools, you guys, because it's important to the moms, but Williamsburg and James City County Public Schools, locally known as like WJCC or WJC, is combined public school division which serves the independent city of Williamsburg and James City County. Don't forget that. So as of 2020 has approximately 11,300 students in that district. There's 16 schools in total. It's 9 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 3 high schools. Most of the schools in the county are considered to be above average institutions. In fact, the public school system there has been ranked among the top 5 systems in the Commonwealth of Virginia and the top 15% nationwide, according to Expansion Management magazine. There are also some unique benefits and program opportunities to consider as well. Like there's 2 regional governor schools in the area, and according to their website, serve gifted and talented students. I mean, those are their words, not mine, but it's definitely something to consider. One of the better resources to check out, as always, we always tell you to check out greatschools.org. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah, now let's get into some of the top things that we love to do. We're local yokels, so we hit a bunch of different stuff there. Number one is you have to experience colonial times. 18th century Colonial Williamsburg is probably the place you visited in 4th grade if you're anywhere around here, but you should go back and check it out again.
Yes.
It's the world's largest living history museum with more than 40 sites and trades and 2 world-class art museums. It's full of like full-on participation experiences. So stop by Raleigh Tavern and see the Revealing the Priceless exhibition highlighting efforts to tell the story of Williamsburg's 18th century enslaved children, women, and men. Take part in a dig into the past. Tour the laboratories and the Wallace collections and conservation building that examine and restore colonial artifacts. It's amazing. For the adventurous, you could sign up for axe throwing. We actually have an axe throwing target in our backyard, inspired by, thank you, Colonial Williamsburg. Do the axe throwing or learn how to fire a flintlock musket. How sick is that?
Awesome.
Number 2, we want you to amuse yourself. So after a fascinating dose of history, it's time for some fun, right? So who doesn't love a day at an amusement park? There's the Great Wolf Lodge, which is a kind of an amusement park, hotel, resort type place. There's obviously Water Country, there's Busch Gardens, where new rides and old favorites will leave you smiling and just bursting at the seams with joy. Hopefully, if you have kids, it's gonna be an amazing time. Check out Finnegan's Flyer, the new swinging ride that takes your childhood playground experience to a ridiculous level. It's like 2 pendulum arms soaring 80 feet over the cliffs of the Celtic coast at the park's Ireland Village at about 45 to 50 miles an hour. So it's a blast, a little daunting every time you step on it for like the first time of the season. But if you can keep your eyes open, you'll get a great view of the park, and it is one of America's most beautiful theme parks. We get season passes like every year.
Number 3, you have to check out the watering holes in the greater Williamsburg area. Has a ton of tasty mix of breweries, distilleries, and wineries. It offers the journey through the old and the new and exciting ways to make beer, wine, and spirits. Check out the fun at relatively newcomers like the Virginia Beer Company or Precarious Beer Project. We've gone there very recently and played games. That's a lot of fun.
Tacos.
Yeah. Oh, they're nachos. Anyway, or check out staples like the Williamsburg Winery or Aleworks Beer Company. Leave the, you know what, you can leave the driving to others by taking the Drink Williamsburg tour. So, cheers, guys.
So at the American Revolution Museum in Yorktown, children of all ages, which is anyone under 120, will really enjoy identifying with the stories of ordinary people in a ridiculously extraordinary time. A time when subjects of a dictator, a king, a despot became citizens of a nation. So inside nearly every attraction is interactive. Outside, there are old-fashioned interactive options as well. You could drill in an army encampment. You could help fire artillery. You can pick up a recipe from a colonial cookbook, and at the bakehouse, you could tend to the crops at a colonial era farm. So just a ton of cool activities to do, and you'll stay very active and engaged with all of the actors and performers.
So number 5, time travel and head back in time to the origin of the colonies at historic Jamestowne. There you can talk with archaeologists about their excavations on the exact site of the first permanent colony in America. Experience the first Democratic Assembly and visit the Arcarium. It's a museum that houses upwards of 2 million artifacts uncovered by the Jamestown Rediscovery Project that only began in 1994.
Yeah. And for another view of time, you could drive over to the Living History Museum at Jamestown Settlement, where you can literally climb aboard replicas of the 3 ships that made the historic voyage from England in 1607. Visit the recreation of a Powhatan village and walk through a recreation of the original fort interacting with live interpreters. Pretty cool. So number 6, this is just kind of because this is an ode to you.
What we do, right? Yeah.
Shopping, dude, right? The outlets, the Williamsburg outlets has Reebok. It has Calvin Klein, Banana Republic, the Coach, Oakley, Ralph Lauren, Waterford. What else, Rachel?
I mean, there's a ton.
Old Navy.
Yeah, pretty much anything you can think of that you're going to pay a lot of money in their normal store, you'll go here.
You could literally spend a weekend just shopping there. So awesome stuff for Williamsburg. We're Jonathan and Rachel Beasley of That Fit Team. We hope you like this video because we're professionals in real estate.
And passionate about people.
See you next week.